Beat It AT, what up? Beat It AT, what up? Beat It
What is going on, my brodies? It is Andrew Rapier here of Beat It AT Production and Publishing, bringing you guys a brand new YouTube video. In this YouTube video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a fantasy trap Lil Uzi Vert type beat. If you're confused on whatever that might be, I'll go ahead and play the beat right now. Yeah.
You've got great taste in beats, man. Thanks. Absolutely. Like some of the beats you rap on are some of the best out there, I think, and some of the weirdest, most fucked up things out there as well.
Beat It AT, what up? Beat It AT, what up?
So that was the beat that we made. That was kind of like Lil Uzi Vert type beat, I guess. That fantasy trap. As a fantasy, because it's in that major scale, it's not really all that dark. It's kind of like happy, almost loving in some odd way. So I figured I'll just go ahead and break down each section and we'll work from there. This is the intro, and then this is like that 8-bar chorus or hook. Then it goes into a 12-bar verse with that 4-bar bridge leading back into that chorus again right over here. Breaking each segment down as I will. This is over here, right? It's just a sampler with the notes. We used a Omnisphere to create this melody right over here. Which is really just a reverb. We had to export the sound as Omnisphere was using up too much CPU. Then we reversed it, and then we got that sound. If we look at the chord, pattern 1 though. When we pull up the pluck, it's an Omnisphere pluck. All of these were pretty much Omnisphere sounds. So this was the sound that we picked for that pluck, pulse carrier pluck, you know. And if we went in to here, we did a lot of EQing to make sure we got all the frequencies that we wanted. Don't want to get those bad frequencies. Baseline, just a low pass, cut out that high end. Then when we come over here, nothing actually really changed. It's just that we had this sound. Also, if you guys want to get that reverse sound right there, just go to beatat.com. It's in the free downloads under the unloaded kit, or no, the SFX kit. Anyways, going into the third pattern, this is what we have in that third pattern. Just ignore that sampler as nothing is there. So we have that pluck, some hi-hats, another hi-hat, a kick, rim, 808, and snare pattern, and a reverse clap. So we have 1, 2, 3 hi-hats. So there's a lot of hi-hats going on that you don't really notice, but you do notice, I guess. I don't know, that doesn't make no sense. The 808 was tuned to C sharp. So then here's the 808 pattern. So sometimes I do the envelope changing for the 808. What that is like whenever we click the buttons, but actually we did the cut to self, what means every time that 808 is triggered, it cuts it so it doesn't bleed into each other, which is sometimes very annoying. And I don't think we had anything special on that 808 channel. Yeah, just an EQ for the 808. So then if I transition over to pattern 6, we added nothing else, just a sweep down, and then get rid of that bass, that 808, and added the bass line. So over here we didn't have the bass line. Here we have that bass line, and here's what the bass line looks like. Super basic. Didn't want to do anything crazy. The bass line, I'll show you guys the bass line. It's like my favorite bass line I always use. It's in Omnisphere. It's a growler Moog bass. This bass has a lot of like emotion and feeling. I just like a lot of the Moog synthesizers. Moog synths. There we go. So just think of it as like 808, no 808 bass line with that sweep down. That same sweep down effect is available in the Beat It AT SFX kit. So then we go into the pattern 4. So in the verse, you obviously want to remove some elements. So we got rid of that hi-hat, remove that ring clap. So I have that reverse clap. We could have probably removed more, but it is what it is. Then we got rid of that reverse sample. Pretty much, you don't need it, but we used Omnisphere all the way through this beat. And I'm sure if you guys wanted to, you can make a similar beat like this without Omnisphere. Just pick out the right sounds. A lot of people struggle picking the right sounds. It's all about getting the sounds, structure, and melody all intact. Because if your sounds aren't right, then it's gonna get everything sounding trash. If your melody isn't good, well, you know, don't need to speak on that much. And then if your structure isn't good, then no one's gonna know where to rap on or what part is what. And that is never good when you're in the studio and the rapper doesn't know where the chorus or verse is. So over here we just added more of the elements back into here. We didn't have that hi-hat, but we added this hi-hat down over here, and we still don't have that ring clap. The major difference between the verse and the hook is just the subtraction of certain elements. I like to add everything in that chorus or hook just to give you that big pow. Whereas in the verse, I like to subtract this stuff so there's more room for the artist to go. So then over here we got that bridge, which I then just activated the gross beat through an automation clip. And an automation clip is just automating a certain parameter of something. So turned throughout this whole beat, gross beat is off, but over here it's on. So in the bridge, we got rid of all the drums just to add the bass line, main melody, and then in the second half of the bridge, we add that reverse sound. From there, we go straight into the chorus again. And yeah, it's pretty much just repeated, nothing special. Honestly, it's not that hard of a beat to make. I guess the hardest part is coming up with the good melody and getting everything right. So technically, this melody could be considered a sharp, A flat minor, but it could also be a major, depending how you do it. So yeah, that's pretty much the beat. Hopefully this was like somewhat helpful. I don't really think there's that much to really go into about this. I guess I could go into the mix as well. I kind of had all the, now I turn off the master, when I turn off the master, you could hear the and the limiter is just stopping everything from going over 0 because I'm lazy. For the mix, I made sure that my drums are all on top of that melody. Usually I like to have the melody a little bit under because the rapper is also going to come on. You don't want to bury the melody too far down the mix, because if you did that, it's going to be really hard to hear the melody, especially after the rapper's vocals. So for the master, did a little bit of low end boost, did kind of shaping the frequencies like how I wanted to, a little bit boost in the low end, pull it down at 200, and then a little dip around here, because around here is kind of where we're going to have those vocals, but I don't want to lose too much of the frequency elements of the beat. So then on top of that, did a little saturation with the sound goodizer, following it up with an Ozone 8 Elements master. So in the Ozone 8 mastered, pull down the threshold of the maximizer, did a little imaging, and then nothing here because we already did the parametric EQ up there. And that was it. I really don't think I have much else to go over on this beat. I don't want to make this video longer than it should. It's really about figuring out the sounds, picking a key to work from. This would be like an A flat minor, or a I don't know what the major one is, but then working from there, getting the sounds. And then sometimes if your CPU is lagging from too many sounds running, it's good just to bounce out one of the sounds, like how we did right here. Wish that melody was the same melody. It was this melody, but just on a different sound and atmosphere. So yeah, this is Andrew, Beat It AT Production Publishing, and hopefully you guys benefit from this video. If not, I don't know what to tell you. Watch our other videos maybe? Let me know.
Did you have plans to make an emotionally vulnerable record when you started working on it?
No, I came in the game making happy songs. Life just hit me.